Ryan, we'll take a look at your video from camp. I'm going to let it run through a couple times. The first one will be normal speed, and then the second will be slow-mo. And I'm going to come back and break it down, analyze it, make some comments and some suggestions to help you improve. Okay, come right back to the very beginning here. Well, generally, when you come into a ball game, you're getting ready to kick, you're going to hustle into the game, and you're going to get yourself, mark your step, mark your spot there with your kicking foot. You're going to come up there and you're going to use your foot to align the football. Everything you're going to get in a straight line. We talked about this at the camp, and we've already covered quite a bit. I'm confident you've already kind of corrected some of these things and made some great improvements already. But as you come into the ball game, one of the first things you do, or practice wherever it is, you want to locate that target. You're going to kick that ball straight right, right down the middle of the uprights. You can identify that by looking at where the gooseneck is. There's the gooseneck right there. So just find where that gooseneck connects right there in the center. You can see it right there. That's where it connects. And then you want to eyeball it. Ideally, if there's something above it, beyond, you can. Obviously, there's nothing there but a cloud, but you just got to find that alignment right there and focus on that point. And then also, as you come up, once you've identified this, and as you come up, you want to face the target. So you're going to come right up, and you're going to put your kicking foot right in the center of the football right here, right in the center. You're going to line up right there. You're up there lining up right here. You're up there right now. See, you're there. You're in the center of it, but instead of facing this direction, it looks like you're facing kind of down the field here. I can just look at the shoulder. I know I was watching it from the end zone when I was doing the charting, and I could tell your alignment was off there. But again, you kind of naturally correct it because being a soccer player, you know how to position yourself alongside the ball that you want to make contact. But what we're trying to do here differently in American football kicking is we've got to find a precise spot. We want to mark these steps off so we can have precision in marking our steps to put us in the exact same spot every time. And it can be done. And your NFL guys, college guys, they've all done this so many times. It's second nature to them. They're just really naturals at it. But you got to use these reference points. So as you come in, face the target. So there's your target. You're going to face that. And you're going to have your foot. Now, right there, it looks like you got your foot right behind the ball, which looks pretty good. It's just you're facing, like I said, down this way. So get the foot. And then there's 3 points you're looking at: point of placement, the target, and then where your foot aligns back here. So your foot actually, you should be making your steps this direction right here. And what you're doing here, and again, I know we talked about this on the field. So you're marking your steps off over to here. And I noticed on one of your first kicks earlier, I was watching you on the left hash. You kind of did something a little different on the left hash. I'll show you here in just a second. But you want to get to this point. So you're lining up when you mark your steps off. You want to line up all these 3 positions right here. There's your target, point of placement, and your right kicking foot. Since you are right-footed, your body should be right over here. Your foot should be lined up right here, your right foot. And your steps back is just real simple, and this makes sense. And again, I know we covered this, and you understood it there on the field. But come in the game, identify your target, face the target as you put your right foot directly behind that football. And then you're going to mark those steps. You're going to mark those steps directly back from that in the target. And that way you'll have all 3 points in line right there. Okay, coach. So you can see what you've done. Now the thing you've made up for it is you only take like 1 step here, and then normally you'd be taking 2. So you're kind of, you're making some adjustments. On the left hash, I noticed you took a step and then you took an extra step because you adjusted the end, because again, you lined up on down the hashes, and so you had to step an extra step on the left side. So again, naturally, you knew you weren't in the right position, but you made that adjustment. This is going to make it all crystal clear for you. So again, we're going to go right back to here. You're in pretty good shape. Just completely face right through there. You want to face that area right there. And you can see where you're aiming. You're facing this way you're facing down that line. So face there. Identify this spot. Have your foot right behind the football, and then mark your steps back like you're doing. You're going 1, 2, 3 steps back from that, and then you're going to have this foot all three in a line right there. Okay, so now right here on your steps, you start with the kicking foot back. That's good. Kicking foot's 1, 2, 3. The thing I do notice right here, Ryan, I talked to you guys on the field about this. When you're marking your steps back, you need to get into a natural stride. You're pretty tall, got long legs. Your stride is different than anybody else's stride. It's your stride. And just the best example I can tell you would be if I was to tell you to walk the entire length of the football field backwards, and you wouldn't take. You're kind of taking longer strides. See how you're kind of reaching right here. You wouldn't walk the entire football field like that. You would walk more naturally, just like you walk forward. You would develop a natural stride. It's not too far steps, not too short of steps. It's just right, and just right is your stride. It's just like I kind of give this example to the players. If you had to walk home, you're not going to walk home taking long steps like this. You're going to find something more efficient. So we want to find so you can get on the football field, get on any field, to start walking backwards into a nice, comfortable stride back. And that's basically what you're trying to develop when you take your stride back on your marking your steps off. So these stride steps right here look a little long. Looks like you're kind of reaching a little bit. They just don't look natural. They don't look like you're walking. You just want to walk back 1, 2, 3. And then also you're taking 1, 2, 3, then you bring that foot beside it, and that's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. What you'll see a lot of guys on on TV, on the NFL and college, you'll see them take actually an extra step with this foot here, their left foot, and they'll have it come back. So they'll actually take 4 steps. So it'll be like this. It'll be like 1, 2, 3, and then they'll take a 4th step with that foot, which will put it back here, and then that's when they take their right hand and they just kind of from their lined up with their toe, they'll kind of line up their hand over their toe, and they'll just run it right up through the football and the target. That's what you'll see. Of course, you'll be right here, and they just kind of run that hand up, and they just make sure it just lines up, make sure everything lines up, and then they'll bring the hand right back down. You've seen me do that on TV. I know you've seen players do that, and that's common. And some people want to do it, some don't want to do it. I just always tell everybody, NFL guys are making millions of dollars, and a lot of them do it, so it must be something important. So it's just a good checklist. It's a good way just to have a checklist to help to ensure you're checking yourself to make sure you have the 3 points in line, right? Your kicking foot, ball, target. You're making sure all 3 of them are in line. So I cannot emphasize that enough. Okay, so now once you've come back here, you do a good job right here with your feet. You got your feet together, and your feet are kind of just naturally together like you would be walking. That's about the distance apart they are when you're walking. And looks like you got toes, or your toes are lined up with each other. That's a really good job, except I just want you to be right here doing it because you'll be taking those lateral steps this way, okay? Now, we'll just go ahead and look at it as if you have done it. So you want to take that lateral step. So you want to take one lateral step, and that's just, and you're going to find out that's just too wide of a lateral step. And again, you're just kind of adjusting to wherever you're kicking the ball with your natural ability with soccer, and you're just kind of reaching over there, and you think that's enough because you really are pretty close to the spot because you're on the right hash. On the left hash, you'd be further from it, so you take an extra step on the left hash. So I've already seen you do it. I watched you out on the field when you were warming up. So right here on the right hash, you just take one lateral step. Then right here, it looks like, let me see, you kind of make an adjustment and see you got your toe up now. But right here, what we want to see you do is when you make those alignments, and you get all this straight line right here, then what you're going to do is you're going to take a lateral step, and it's going to form a 90-degree angle. Okay, you're going to take 2 of them. 2 steps. And this is the angle right here, 90 degrees. You want the 90-degree angle. This ensures that you line up the same way every time. You've got to be really disciplined on this 90-degree. And again, I know we discussed this. You're probably on track now. So make sure you get that 90 degrees. So really, where you see how you're doing here, you're just kind of going lateral. You can tell, it's easy to tell because you can look at the hash marks and see if you're going lateral. Now, when you're out on the football field in the future now, when we're doing what I'm explaining to you here now, you just ignore those lines. Just because they're going this way doesn't mean you step that way. So in other words, if you were right here, but you end up right there with your foot, then you're going to make that 90. It may go kind of across that line. It has nothing to just ignore the lines. The lines are just marks. The hashes are just marks to let you know distances. They mean nothing to your alignment. The hash marks, you won't kick anything outside that hash mark. And then, so your alignment, when you're marking your steps off, ignore, if you happen to step right to here, don't step right down the line just because it's there. You've got to stay disciplined. Because see, that obviously is not a 90-degree angle. So if you come out to here and you end up, you're going to take that 90 degree, you want to keep that 90-degree angle right there. Okay, so you're there. Now you're doing your lateral. So you really need to do. So right about here, that's probably as wide as you need to take that lateral step with your long legs. And see how much farther you go? You go way over, you're reaching. And you can kind of tell easily because watch your head go down. You're kind of reaching so much, watch your head drop a little more. So it's just kind of, I've done this enough, I can just tell it's obviously just too long, too wide right there. And I'd rather see you just take a step right about here, and then you want to duplicate it. Keep those toes pointed down towards that direction where you're kicking, and just duplicate this lateral step with this lateral step. They're just twins. They look identical. And then when you get to this point over here, after you have 2, you're going to pivot. And then the next thing you want to do, your plant foot's going to be approximately the length of your foot away from the football. Okay, it's just approximate. People say that. I mean, there's no really exact. It's what's natural for you. But whatever your shoe size, some things will determine that, and you'll develop it. But your foot's basically going to be alongside the football, about the length of your foot, your shoe. Okay, so you want to have, when you're in your stance, you want to have the left foot, which is staggered. You've got it staggered pretty good here. I can't see the left where it's pointing, but you want to have that left foot pointed right there in the direction, right about the spot where you believe that plant's going to be, right about there, your plant. Okay, so you want to have that. That's where you have the left foot aiming. And if you do that, that'll get your shoulders, everything else aiming in the same direction. Your body's going to cue off where this foot is right here. Your foot's aiming right toward that spot. So it's important to get that left foot pointed right toward where the plant's going to be, right in that direction, right in there. Okay. Once you get in your stance, you want to have most of your weight. You got your foot staggered here. This foot's kind of, like I said, is pointed there. This foot's going to be kind of turned out. Of course, you're going to be positional better, but it's going to be turned out slightly to the right. And then you're going to have some body lean, and you want your weight mostly on that front left foot, most of your weight. And you want to keep that from the heel to the back of your neck, you want to keep your body pretty straight. So you might be right here as you get set, but as you get in your stance, I want a little bit of body lean right here. Let's kind of watch you right here, see what you do. Say you got your left toe up, you got to stop that. You got to keep that foot, get your foot down. This is about pretty close to being in the stance right there. I can't see your toe, but watch where you raise your toe up right here. See it right there? There it is. See your left toe? You got to stop that because you've got to get in your stance, and then from then on, everything's motioning. You're kind of rolling back here. See, you're rolling back. So you roll back, and then you're rolling in, and then you roll into it, and you're bending at your waist. Okay? You're going to need to get in this position, get yourself set. You're going to have a little body lean. Have your body lean, and then you will lean to a jab. Your body from the ankle, back of your ankle to the back of your neck, your whole body. You're not going to lean like this. You don't want to lean with your upper body. You want your whole body to lean to the jab with that left foot towards where your point is going to be, right there where you have your plant foot. Okay? It's called leaning to the jab. So your body will lean, and then as you take that jab step, now you're not taking a jab step here, but it looks like you need one because you're kind of raising your foot up. So I think you're going to be more comfortable with a jab. So you just need to work on having just a short jab as your whole body leans. Then this left foot will just kind of take just a tiny Just a tiny step right there. Just very, very tiny step. And then as you lean to it, you'll be in this position. And then the back of your neck to the back of your leg should remain nice and flat. And right here, you can kind of see you're kind of bowing a little bit. You're kind of bending. And you just got to work on. You've never done this before on these specifics, and it's just things you got to work on. But your whole body is going to be here, and then you're going to lean to the jab, and then you'll have a drive step here, and then your plant step will be there. Okay, so let's watch this. There's your drive. Then here comes your plant, and it looked like you did a good job on the plant when I watched you earlier. See how your plant rotates toward the target? That's good. Look at that. What's your plant foot right here? It rotates right towards the target. And of course, you can see the target, obviously. That's the gooseneck right here. So your step is going right toward it. That's the dead center of the target. Your left arm looks good. You got the arm out. It's going to be out here, and it's going to come across the chest. You want to kind of finish about parallel or maybe a little high. You don't really want to go down. You want to go from here. Some guys will be here, and they'll finish up. Or a parallel, this kind of textbook, parallel to parallel. Let's just kind of see how you do right here. So you come here. So you do a pretty good job here. You're coming across. That left arm is just a counterbalance. You see it? It's counterbalance. Right arm, you got some tension in that wrist. See how you got it hooked up there? You got it kind of scooped up. Just relax it right there. Relax that arm. Relax. This arm is just kind of lagging back, and it's providing it helps you with your balance, but it's not involved. Don't let the muscles go back to the back or here, or don't even let it come up there with your wrist. Relax. It's just lagging back, uninvolved. It's just a part of the balance of your body. Then your plant looks good. You do a pretty good job here. We always coach about you want to have your toe slightly lower than the heel when you strike the ball, so you don't have much trouble on that striking the ball. And you're going to be more consistent once we get these steps down and your finish down. So that's pretty good position with your foot there. You got a pretty good drawback, although I think, see when I say drawback, we want to get a little more flexibility in the hips, and then we want to have this foot up a little bit higher. But I believe part of that is, I think that's going to help correct itself some, is once we get the finish done, because your body's already preparing. I noticed on your finish, you don't skip, you land on your kicking leg. So your body's already preparing to do that. And so when things like that are happening, it's all happening right prior to the kick, and so your body's not getting the maximum power into the kick because it's preparing itself to stop because you're not stopping correctly. So right here, you're doing this. Pretty good plant, pretty good foot position. I think your plant's pretty good position from the ball. I'm not sure what size foot you got. And you're going to be striking that ball. You're going to keep that center mass right there, that ball, right there in the center of your foot. So you look like you're doing a pretty good job there. You do strike the ball pretty well when you do hit it. Good rotation. Look how it comes off there. Good rotation. Pretty clean right there. And now right here, your left arm comes across good, except now what's your head? Your head's just riding up with the ball. We don't want the head right. Keep your head right in the same position right here. See where your head is? You don't need to jerk it in. Your head's in a pretty good position here. Just keep your eyes where they are, looking at the ball, and keep your head in that position. And do not become see right there, you're a spectator. Now you're watching the ball. I want you to be more conscious of your body position. Now, naturally, your leg swing is coming from back here. It's squaring up on the ball, and then it's starting up towards your left shoulder. Watch it right here. Watch that leg swinging right up. And right about here at the waist is the key point. See where you're coming up off your toe here on the left foot? Your right foot's coming up to the waist. You got your toe down pretty good. Your right foot's coming up. It gets to the waist. Now watch your left foot start coming off the ground. And if you notice, if you watch that swing, your body's naturally swinging toward that left shoulder. So that's where all your body momentum's going. You've already come through. You've made contact with the ball. It's gone. The ball is gone right here. It's gone. So now the leg has done its job. You've done your job here kicking the ball. Now your leg, as it continues up, it's going to start going to the left. It's just going up towards your left shoulder. So it's coming down, striking the ball, and then it's going right up. It's just the natural swing of your leg, almost like a golfer. The club head is squares up at the ball, and then it's coming up toward the left on the motion there, if you're a right-hander. Okay, so right here, as the foot rises right there, your momentum is going this direction, so allow that skip to go in that same direction. Allow your skip. But right here, Look how your body, you've kicked the ball, and look how high you go. You're jumping. So right here, and you can tell, look at the goalpost. Look where your head is here. Now watch as you go through. See, your head's coming up. It's coming up with the ball. And really, you need to kind of, the best way I can tell you this is just kind of pretend this is like, that's the ceiling right there. And once you strike the ball, once you get right there, you see you're going down right there a little bit, but right there, when you strike the ball, now you don't want that head to go up into the ceiling. You want to kick clean through the ball, and you're going to barely skip off the turf right here with your left foot, just the cleats, the bottom of your shoe just barely touching the blades of grass as it's skipping towards that same direction that your leg is swinging. That's where your momentum's going. So what you're doing here on the skip step, this is the skip here. That's the skip step. That is like a deceleration uh, move for your body as you've accelerated this leg. The kicking leg goes to the ball, and your momentum and all your power's driving through. Then the momentum continues up toward that left shoulder. Then your body needs a way to slow down and complete the kick because you have all that momentum and leg speed flying through that football, powering through. And then as you finish the kick, and you can see that kicking leg come up to the hip right there, right about where your waist is. You can see right there, that's where the skip should happen right there. And it'll land forward. You'll land on this foot here. You'll land right on that foot. So you'll skip, and you'll land right up in there, and then you'll slowly bring your kicking leg back down. But what you're doing here, you're trying to you land on your kicking leg. See it right there? You should not. You'll do that on a kickoff in a way. You'll land on that, but you do not on a field goal. You're going to land on this foot. You're going to skip and land on that foot right there. Okay, so you got to really work on that. It's crucial for you. And when you get this down, when you get these steps down, Ryan, you're already hitting the ball pretty good naturally because you just know how to do it playing soccer. But when we get all these alignment things corrected, and you get yourself aligned and you get in the same spot every time, you've got that 90, and you get yourself the same spot every time hitting the ball, and you do your skip step, you're going to increase your power tremendously. Your confidence is going to go up. You're going to be a lot more consistent. So keep up the good work on it. You did a lot of great things. You got a lot of natural ability, and you've got to work on these finer points. It's going to make a big difference. Here, Ryan, I'm going to do a little something extra for you here on this analysis. I want to show you, I've got a split screen comparison. The gentleman on the left is an outstanding college player. Has tremendous technique, and he's had tremendous success. He's got NFL potential, and he's working to get that NFL tryout. But he set all kinds of records in college. I'm going to compare you to him, just kind of help you from a learning standpoint. It'd be a good visual learning opportunity for you right here. You can see the foot position. I want you to look at your foot position right there. You can see pretty much similar right there. Position. Now you're kicking off of the ground. Let's see, off a block. He's kicking off the ground. So if you've got the block there, your foot's going to be naturally a little bit back, a little bit from it. As you can see how far his foot's up. His ankle's pretty much even with the side of the football, whereas your front of your ankle is probably toward the back of the football. So you can see a little difference there in terms of depth of your plant foot. So again, just kind of look here. You guys kind of see where yours is, and you can see where his is right there. So you can see that. Look at his positioning here. Again, look at his leg. And you can kind of see how high he's got his leg. I was talking to you about earlier about getting a little flexibility here, get a little more flexibility. And his arm is kind of down, but it comes across. So this is fine what he does here. And yours is fine too right there. You can see your right hand. We talked about there. You see how he keeps his right hand just relaxed and keeps it right there. Just lets his arm just kind of hang right there. You got to kind of keep your arm same position. Now watch him right here as he's positioned here. You got that plant foot pointed straight like you do. Look at his plant foot. You can see his plant foot's going right toward the target. Excellent job by both of you right there. Okay, now as he makes contact with the ball where I started the video, you can see where you guys' positions on your body position there. You can kind of start seeing the differences. His left arm, now you might think, okay, he's kicking from the center of the field and you're kicking from the right hash. Here's the thing. It's all the same. It's all the same. Like so I was telling you guys on the field, it's the same kick. Everything's the same. You check, you got to make sure all these points are all lined up. You know, it's all the same kick. So he started out in the same spot too. So everything's the same because the camera is directly in line, just like all these points right here. So everything's the same. There's nothing different. It's the same kick like I told you. Okay, so right here, make contact. Now watch the difference. Look at his head. Look at the position of your head, right? His head right here. See his head right there. Look at that. Look at your head. So watch this right in this area right here. Just kind of watch. See, look at his head, how he stays on. Look where you've gone. You've gone clear above the ceiling. So right there at contact, I've measured your head. I'll do it again right here just to kind of let you see I can go a little bit higher on this. You can kind of see, watch the contact. So you got to kick. Watch how he kicks through the ball. See how you've lost your body, you've lost position. And your left arm's kind of stopped. It's hardly coming across. So see how he brings it across? It's a counterbalance. And watch how his foot comes up just kind of like yours. See how it's coming up? Now watch right here when the foot gets to the waist, like I was telling you, watch his left foot. Look how it's skipping right there to the spot. And he allows his upper torso to rotate under the ball. Again, you've never seen this on film. You've never seen yourself on film. You haven't gone through all these finer points before. And I'm confident we covered this on the field quickly. At the same, I showed you some video. I even showed you a picture of him on the video. So this is things that you need to work on. And you got to see how he lands and look how clean he finishes. Let me clear this up. Watch again how clean he finishes. Watch this right here. Comes through the football. Okay, let's back this all the way up to the steps. We'll kind of bring this down a little bit here. Unlock it. I want you to see your steps. Watch his steps. Okay, this is the correct way. Again, you don't even think about the hashes. I'm positioned in the exact same spot. So there's the target, point of placement, and I'm back here. Here's the target, point of placement, I'm back here. Okay, so that's all we're looking at. So, but watch his steps now. Watch this. Watch this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now watch he checks it right. He's checking to make sure the foot, the ball, target are all on the same line. So he finds that, he gets his feet side by side like you did right here. You got your feet side by side. So now that's where you are. Okay, now he's going to take a lateral steps. Look at his lateral step. Look at yours. And see, his body, look how his head stays almost the same level. Watch how your head kind of look how your head dips down. See the school building in the background? Look how your head dips down because you're going too wide. So go right about there. That's plenty wide. And then he has a duplicate lateral step. And remember now, he's going point of placement. He's there. He's going exactly 90 degrees. 90 degrees right there. You got to do it. No matter what hash you're on, center field, whatever, you're doing the same thing. 3 points. Line up the 3 points. And do 90 degrees. So you'll have all that straight. Okay? So watch his lateral. We'll go back again to the beginning. He's right here, gets feet together, toes together, and then he goes 1, duplicate, 2, identical. Then watch what he does here. He'll drop this foot back. Watch him position his left foot toward the point of placement. There it is. He's got his left foot towards the point of placement, specifically right where his plant foot's going to be. So there's a rail there, and his right foot, the steps will be going right down that rail to the ball. He's going to be kicking the ball. He's got his feet turned out, which is fine. See, he'll keep it turning out. He kicks the ground, it's just something he does. Now look at his foot position. This is right here. I'm not able to see your front foot, but as long as you need to have your feet in this position. It looks like you're pretty good here on this back foot. And obviously the front foot's got to be aiming toward where the plant's going to be. Okay? So he's there now. He's lined up. The foot's aiming here. Watch his eyes now. Watch him right here. The holder's looking at him. The holder's watching him right here. Snapper's got the ball. Kicker now, right now, he's getting in it. He's in his stance. He's got most of the weight on his front foot. See that slight body lean? Look how straight from the back of his neck, back of his heel. Look at his back leg. The back leg is like a stabilizer. It's just like it's there just to stabilize you as you lean and begin your stepping pattern. Okay, so he's right here. Watch, the holder's watching him. Watch the kicker's head. Look at the kicker's head. See the kicker's head? See him check the target? Checks the target. He comes back to the holder. He pauses. The holder, they work together. The holder knows when he comes back after checking the target one last time, the holder knows to turn and call for the snap. He'll call for the snap with a flash of his hand or tapping the ground. He does both in this case. See, watch him flash his hand. He taps the ground. The moment that holder's hand right, and this is crucial, when you see this hand come up, your focus is right here on that hand once you're in your stance. Once that hand comes up, that's when you're going to lean with it. So you lean. See the kicker? Watch him lean. He's leaning. He's leaning. Leaning right there. He's going to lean to the short jab. There's the jab. And I really believe you ought to try the jab. You ought to try this right here. I just think the way you've been rolling your foot up here, you roll your foot up, say you roll it. I think it just kind of gives me, it kind of hints to me that you want some kind of movement there. You see more often than not, you'll see most your kickers, you're going to have a little jab. You'll have some that are true two-steppers, but the jab the thing about the jab, it just allows you to smoothly transition to this step. See that the little jab just gets you rolling, and then you transition to this drive step, and it just times up so good. So as soon as that hand comes up, you're going to lean right there. See that subtle lean, and then he goes to a jab. He has his drive step, and he finishes with his plant. And see right here, you're kind of rolling up there, and you're leaning back. You need to do it this way right here. Have your body lean, get your body lean, and then when the hand comes up, you'll lean to the jab, and then you're going to go and make the kick. And you're going to need to do this, Ryan, because timing is of essence, and you've got to get the ball off, not only just quickly, but really efficiently to be consistent and to be really good. So really work on these fundamentals. It's a great video for you to learn from.